What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and after spending a good chunk of the day Sunday researching this Dr. Disrespect story, I think that I can confidently share with you some pretty interesting motivations why this particular individual said what they said. So, if you're not following the story, one of the largest streamers on YouTube and longtime, extremely large streamer on Twitch, left Twitch 4 years ago. Four years ago, under a great deal of mystery. No one could really know or say exactly why he left. He was one of the top streamers there. He left. People thought he was starting his own streaming platform. People thought that this, that, and everyone made their guesses, okay? The fact of the matter was, Twitch never really liked him because he was kind of a strong alpha male type who, doesn't toe the social justice line. I wouldn't say like he's out there dunking on woke people or anything like that, but in general didn't kind of toe that line, and so he was terminated. Was there some sort of wrongdoing? Probably something. But what we do know is that when Twitch fired him, they agreed to pay him his entire contract. They didn't make any claims legally. They didn't promote. They didn't, call any PDs, any of this stuff. Okay, so it couldn't have been that bad. And so a former director or someone from like Twitch partnerships shared out this tweet saying that, oh, well, Dr. Disrespect got fired because he was having conversations with somebody he shouldn't have been, a female fan or a young fan or something like that. Obviously, if that were true, pretty sure that 4 years ago, Twitch would have reported that to, the authorities. Of course, they didn't do that because it was probably not that big a deal. Now, what's interesting to me is once this guy or this individual puts out these claims, right? He got banned because he was texting somebody that he shouldn't have been. Then you had Rod Breslau, Slasher, the day he had got banned back in 2020, saying, for several hours now, I've been told from credible sources that the reason that Dr. Disrespect has been banned, however, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I refrain from going into it. 4 years, he never said anything. This is one of the top esports journalists in the space. The guy comes out in 2024 saying, oh, well, he got banned for having conversations with somebody shouldn't have been. No evidence, nothing provided, absolutely no evidence. Now, if it was true, I think by now we would have heard something. We would have seen something, right? Well, here's something interesting. So the individual that made the claim is named Cody Connors, okay? He is, in fact, a former Twitch type, Twitch partnership guy. So he would have likely some knowledge. Now, everything that I've seen, everybody that's talked about this heard it secondhand. Nobody heard anything directly. So these are just people that don't like Dr. Disrespect repeating an unconfirmed rumor. Okay, again, if it's true, put it out there then. Because if you're some sort of great journalist that cares a lot about these people, why did you not say anything for 4 years? And Cody, let's talk about Cody, the guy that leaked it, right? This is a guy that for years have been obsessed with Dr. Disrespect. Here's a post from 2023, just about a full year ago today, saying, if you buy tickets to see my band, I'll tell you why Dr. Disrespect was banned. Now, this guy is lining himself up for a lawsuit. Multiple tweets I was able to discover. You see DJ Weed in here, big Twitch. He's on the founding team of Twitch, by the way. I said, you open yourself up to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from Dr. Disrespect to sell some tickets to your band's show. Epic. Okay. This is just one of many tweets that this individual has put out there, grifting off of having some sort of internal knowledge of Dr. Disrespect. You see the act man here putting, so this is the guy currently accusing Dr. Disrespect, was telling his followers over a year ago that he knew why Doc was banned in order to promote his band and sell concert tickets. This tweet from October later that year. If you would like my very niche insights on esports and content creation, then you would love hearing me play guitar loud as heck, tour with tiny moving parts and another band. Maybe I'll get so swept up in the spirit of the music that I'll blurt out why we banned him. Again, using this tweet to grift off of the ban, claiming to have some level of knowledge. Here's another tweet from December 2023. Gamer friends, if you're on the East Coast, you should come to this one. Slasher, remember that is the other journalist that claimed to know everything, is coming to the New York date. That's a 500-person room, and we're like 70% in pre-sale. I always act out around Rod. If the show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. Obviously, everybody knows he's talking about Dr. Disrespect. He thinks that simply not mentioning his name is going to preclude him from getting sued. But what I've shown you is just a small taste of the information I've found by digging around. This individual has been grifting off of Dr. Disrespect's Twitch ban for over a year now. He also only recently verified himself on Twitter Blue. Just a few days ago, Cody Connors verified himself on Twitter Blue so that he could. Oh, here's another post that's still up. Ball date sellout. I'll tell you why he's banned. Now you see definitely getting sued. He put up here. This is pretty interesting. So he updated his banner. Maybe he thinks he's not going to get sued. Maybe it's just not worth it because maybe there were some conversations that went on. There's so much to these claims that the left is just taking as absolute fact. First of all, maybe he was talking to somebody that he shouldn't have been, a girl or something like that, but he had no idea how old they were, right? Why do you think maybe the left wants to get rid of him? I mean, this is an article that Kotaku wrote about him. Dr. Disrespect shtick takes a dangerous turn into spreading various coof theories we don't like. I think the only article that they ever wrote about him that I know about, right? Then Dr. Disrespect wrote, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can since this is the effing internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All of this has been probed and settled. Nothing is illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. So what a lot of people on the internet, like you see Keemstar saying, but you didn't respond to the claim. Bro, he shouldn't have to respond to the claim. This is the dumbest position I've ever seen. Keem, I know we've had like a love-hate relationship, mostly hate, but like Keemstar is dating somebody who's 20 plus years younger than him. So maybe he should sit this one out. But he's saying, well, Dr. Disrespect never specifically acknowledged the claims. First of all, yes, he did. He said there was no wrongdoing. I don't know what else you want. But he shouldn't have to acknowledge the claims. You can't just make a wild accusation on the internet and then the person has to stop everything and respond to it. No, you have to prove what you're saying is true, and then they can respond to it. You don't get to just make a wild claim. You see people in the replies. Of course, Keem, who's dating an 18 going on 19-year-old, is fired up about this story. You're so desperate and pathetic for attention. You've already found Doc guilty. He literally said in his statement he didn't do anything against the law, which you conveniently left out. He said he did nothing illegal. So the very state, the claims that he made would have been illegal. And again, we don't know. I like how you're trying to shift the goalpost as if there were two separate incidents. Below is what Doc actually said. There's no way in heck Twitch would have paid him out in his full contract if he was actually guilty of doing what they're saying. Now, again, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm also not making affirmative statements like Cody Connors has, like many others have. By the way, I sent all this information to Doc, and I hope he sues him. This is nuts. You see Cody Connors former Twitch employee who said Dr. Disrespect was caught doing some bad things, had been previously using the information in an attempt to sell tickets to his shows. I mean, like, are we going to cover this stuff? Are we going to talk about this? These are some of the other tweets that Cody Connors had. If you're a single woman on a first date with a dude and he makes any negative remarks about Taylor Swift, you just got to dip. The guy is clearly a moron and you got to keep it moving. You're likely 2 sentences away from him telling you that he loves the police. So I wrote, that dude that revealed Dr. Disrespect, I'm sure he's just an unbiased protector of young ones and not a weirdo leftist ideologue at all. I mean, I think that, like, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Now, again, I don't know. I don't know if it happened or not, but I have seen absolutely no evidence. What I know is this Cody guy has been grifting off of this for years, using it to try and sell tickets to his band shows. I have no, hey, go, do your band thing. That's fine. But you don't see, like, you would think if there's any evidence in this, there would be, like, Liberal Hive Man, I like him. But he's like, so you don't deny messaging somebody? Like, dude, he doesn't have to deny that. Like, if I made some wild claim about Liberal Hive Mind, and again, I like him. I'm just saying I see this opinion around a lot, right? If I just made some wild claim about him, it's not his responsibility to log on the internet and defend himself against it unless I have any kind of evidence whatsoever. Do I believe that maybe Doc was messaging somebody? Maybe he was. I'm willing to believe that that's possible, okay? But everything else in this claim, for example, that he knew how old they were, that needs to be proven. The messages need to be released. If the individual never came forward, hasn't come forward, maybe that would happen. Okay, maybe. But I would think that Amazon, which was losing millions of dollars a month, I'm pretty sure if they had a clear-cut way to get out of paying Dr. Disrespect that money, they would have. But they didn't. Maybe he was messaging somebody. But maybe it was totally harmless. We don't know. Obviously, if there was any kind of laws broken, I'm pretty sure that would have come out by now. Less that or Twitch has been covering up for it for the last 4 years. Esports journalist Rob Breslow has been covering up for it for 4 years. Colby, or whatever his name is, has been covering up for it for 4 years. Okay? And just so I want to, just to be clear, when we look at this guy, okay, look when he verified his account. He verified his account this month. And then his very next tweet was dropping these claims. Pretty curious timing. Obviously, I can't know, right? I can't know. I can't know if it's related, but this is somebody who's been on Twitter for 14 years and just decided to pay for Twitter Blue right before he leaked those claims, in which he has financial incentive now that he can get paid for it on Twitter so he can appear more authentic when he released the claims. The whole thing stinks, and until I see any evidence whatsoever, this just reeks of a hit job, and I'll continue to stand by Doc until such a point that any one of these people who are saying these things can prove a dang thing they have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.